nobody purchases software because of how amazing the software is.
Welcome back to the Takeover. If you have a SaaS company and you need help with lead generation, you're not going to want to miss today's episode because we're going to go through the 5 strategies on how you can get leads and ultimately grow and scale your SaaS and software company. And we're going to throw a bonus in for you at the end. So make sure to stay to the end because we don't want you to miss the 5 strategies and the secret bonus at the end. When you're looking for lead generation for a SaaS or a software company, it's pretty straightforward strategies to really be able to grow and scale fast, both short-term, mid-term, and long-term strategies. So let's go ahead and go into the 5 things that software and SaaS companies can start doing right now to get more leads and clients for their business.
For sure. So let's look at what are those specific channels that they can go after, because there's so many different strategies, so many different avenues, but the 5 that we're going to look at are both proven to be effective because we've done it for our clients, but are also going to give you the most amount of impact or leads outcome for the time, effort, energy, and resources that you are going to spend in trying to get leads for your SaaS company. So the first one is cold emailing. So we're looking at outbound email. Why this is so effective for SaaS companies and SaaS products is that, one, you can reach your target audience directly. For a lot of SaaS companies, you're reaching out to corporations, enterprises, mid to larger corporations, and the best way to target those people is through cold email. Always think about, and we always say this at our company, you want to go where your ideal client lives. And in a SaaS product or software companies, very often you are reaching out to the decision makers in those kind of spaces. One thing that differentiates SaaS or outbound companies that do really well with cold email and ones that do not, there's a few things, but I'd say the most important one is the messaging that you're using when you are reaching out. Are you focusing on how amazing your software is, all the features, all the benefits, the hows of how your software works? Or are you focusing on your ideal clients' pain points and desires and challenges that they're having? Because if you can speak to the challenges that your prospect is facing versus how amazing your software is, that is how you cut through the noise, and that is how you actually get leads consistently. Because nobody purchases software because of how amazing the software is. Let's just be real about it, right? Nobody purchases a SaaS product because of how amazing it is. They purchase it because they have a need or they have a challenge, and the software, the tool, is the way for them to eliminate that challenge.
And cold emails works super well if you know the how to execute the technology to get into the inbox, because it is hard to get into the inbox these days. But if you can get into the inbox with the right message, cold email just works. Because whether you're going after CMOs, CROs, COOs, like whoever you're going, or maybe you're going after director levels, they are in their inbox.
Yes,
they are. And a lot of times people think, even if you're going after bigger enterprise companies, oh no, the executives of bigger companies, they're not in there because their admins message it. No, that's not true. We do a lot of outreach, and trust me, you can get meetings with high level executives, VPs, directors, presidents, and CEOs from cold email. If number one, you have the technology and to get deliverability, like you make sure you're getting past spam folders. And number two, you've got a messaging that actually makes them go, oh, I feel like this is worth 30 minutes of my time to do a quick phone call.
Yeah, so good. I mean, I just look at my inbox and think about how many emails I get about software. It's a crazy amount. I never take action on them because they're not speaking to any challenge that I have. They're just talking about how awesome the product is. So that's an easy way to cut through the noise in cold email, is focus on the challenges that your prospect is facing and not on your awesome SaaS product.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing for every channel.
Yes. Take that key into every other channel that we mentioned.
Well, which leads us into number 2, which is
outbound LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is such an effective platform if you are selling a software or SaaS product. One, your prospects are probably on LinkedIn. 95% are probably there. And it's a great way to communicate directly through messaging. You can actually reach out to that person very directly, which we love.
I think when we're talking about the cold email, the deliverability, I think a lot of times the bottleneck for LinkedIn can just be the volume of outreach you're able to do, because LinkedIn does limit you to only 100 messages per week per account. So make sure when you are using LinkedIn, get your dog, get your grandpa, get your grandma, get your everybody, every single person that has a LinkedIn account that you have access to. Just be like, hey, we're trying to grow our SaaS company, or if you're a bigger organization, get all of your sales team to put their LinkedIn accounts in there. A lot of people that outsource to us, like, we're able to just do that ourselves. They don't need to bring in their own accounts. And just like cold email, that you're not talking about how cool your software is. No one cares. They only care about their problems, their issues, their desires, their goals. So speak to those specifically, and not specifically to the company, specific to the person you're going after, right? The COO is going to have a lot different desires, interests, problems, challenges, struggles than the CEO is going to have, right?
Yeah.
Than the CFO is going to have. So just really understanding the psychology of the person you're reaching out to, not just the company you're reaching out to, is going to make sure you're really effective with your outreach.
So good. And the great thing about LinkedIn is, aside from just the connection request, which for sure does have limits, you can also do in-mails on LinkedIn as well. So that's another way to reach your target audience, as well as group messages. So you have both regular connection requests that are going out, you have in-mails that are going out, as well as group messages, with the goal of getting people to either like demo your product, but we always say try get them on a call so that you can actually show them more about your software.
Yeah, I love that. And number 3 is what?
Number 3 is cold calling. And you might be saying, okay, cold calling, that's like really old school, but it's really, really effective to getting people interested, right? Garnering interest. So I think the most important things when it comes to cold calling is, one, having the right data. So you need people's phone numbers, of course. And of course, you need the phone numbers of the prospects that you actually want to reach out to, right? So you're not cold calling in the dark. So you have to have the target list, and then the script that you use to get people on a call. So what I'm actually pitching, or what I'm calling people about, is to book another appointment to discuss my software product. So you don't want to just call them to pitch in that first initial contact. You are calling to set up an additional appointment to talk more about that software. So
with cold calling, it works.
It does.
What you want to make sure you're doing on the prospect list is getting the phone numbers of the decision makers. You don't want to be calling the receptionist.
So good.
Right? You don't want to be calling the front desk,
the gatekeeper.
Then trying to get the gatekeeper. Make sure you're getting a list where you have the numbers directly to the CEO, to the CMO, to whoever, so that you're cold calling that person, number one. And now when you're doing that call, like you said, make it very short. The script is very, very simple. It's not long. And the goal of that is to get interest in doing a call with you and setting up a demo. It is not to try to sell any of your stuff at all. It's not to try to talk about how cool you are. You want to be able to get in and get out in 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. And I'd say cold calling, just the lowest barrier of entry to start getting meetings.
Yes, and highly underutilized, for sure.
Underutilized. I mean, you're going to have to do, if you do 150, 200 calls a day and you've got the right script, you're going to get meetings every single day. So what's number 4, Cindy?
Number 4 is thought leadership. So think about thought leadership as positioning your company as the authority or the experts around the topic that your SaaS company is about. So I'm going to take it back to that HR example. So if I have an HR software, I want to create content, whether it's YouTube videos or blogs or free resources, organic content around HR. And more specifically, I want to answer questions that my prospect is asking around that topic. So great resources that you all can have a look at are things like Answer the Public or Google Trends or Keywords Everywhere. Those tools let you know what people are searching for online as it relates to certain topics. Say the topic is around how to keep my workforce engaged, okay? And I see that there's 1,500 search results of that every single month. I know that that's something my ideal client is searching for. And the more that you can show up as the authority in a certain space, whether it's in your SaaS or in the software company, you actually position yourself as the go-to people for that topic. And what's even better is through your content, like your YouTube videos or your blogs, You can link people to free resources and lead magnets where you can capture their information and then move them through your funnel through things like free demos and calls and things like that.
And it is a long-term strategy.
Yes.
But the perception is if I send a YouTube video versus a landing page, like here's a video on my landing page, the YouTube video is going to have more authority. That's going to build a lot more authority than just putting it on my website. So you can do the blogging and all of that, put that on your website, embed the YouTube video on your website, share the YouTube video, share the podcast versus just uploading a video to your website for sure. Then that's going to be more of the short-term building authority to help you close more deals from your current lead flow.
So good. Yeah, I think the biggest key is always remember that you need a call to action or a way to capture people's information. So once they've learned from you, so they've watched the video, they've gotten great information, make sure you have a clear call to action to like download a free resource or to take the next steps in your funnel, because you want that person's contact information. You want a lead capture page so you can capture their name, their email, and then nurture them so that they can become a paying client down the line. That takes us into number 5, which is SEO or search engine optimization, allowing people to visit your website through SEO. And I'll let you take this, Tim, which is used to be your expertise.
I used to be super good at this because I used to run an SEO company, but this was like back in the day. And I mean, we could get people ranking really quick. It was like 30 days, whatever your keyword was, we could get you on the top 3 of Google. That is a lot more challenging these days. So SEO, SEO is a really good way to get ongoing traffic. It is a long-term strategy. So when you think of SEO, it's not just getting your website to rank. You can start thinking about, hey, if I'm putting out content on YouTube, let me make sure that the YouTube content that I'm putting out is also keyword relevant for the Google searches that I'm trying to rank for. Because I mean, if you've done a Google search, you can see a lot of times there might be 3 suggested videos, 1, 2, 3 suggested videos. And that's also a really kind of fast way to bypass having to do all of the SEO on your own website, is sometimes just creating a lot of video content can put you in the Google search results. So there is a couple ways to look at SEO. It's using third-party websites that already have authority in Google to create content that content can rank on Google. And then there's the long-term, very expensive doing the SEO on your website, building the backlinks and doing all that. And there's two ways to really strategically to look at it, right? You can answer questions that your prospect has, so you're giving value content, right? So which is sometimes easier to rank for. And then there's buyer intent searches, right? Where I'm trying to rank for, let's just say, Miami car washes. I used to run a car wash. Like that's very buyer intent. They're looking for a service right now. They're HR software, right? That's very buyer intent. Whereas answering questions around HR, it's going to be much easier to rank for, but it's not going to be as buyer intent. So you're going to be able to get people in your funnel, but it's not going to be this quick, immediate conversion.
So good. And what is the bonus?
And number 6, so since it's a bonus, I'm going to take it, I'm going to lead it, is retargeting. And again, this is kind of like just a great way to take the current lead flow you have and make sure you're staying in front of them. We talk a lot about the rule of 7. It creates, the 7 touches creates like a subconscious familiarity with you. They trust you more, even though they don't know why. They just are more familiar with you. And so retargeting is a great way, and it's not expensive. I mean, you could use something like an ad roll, which does like the Google and the Facebook retargeting setup. I think we set one campaign up 3 years ago, and it's like $20 a month, and it still runs. I still see my retargeting ads on every website to this day. Great way just to stay in front of people and more kind of supercharge your current lead generation efforts. So that is the 5 strategies. We have cold email, we have LinkedIn, we have cold calling, we have thought leadership, and we have SEO. If you're looking to get really quick results, use those top 3. And then the other ones where we're doing the thought leadership, we're doing the SEO, they're great channels to use, but just realize you're going to have to take a lot of time, energy, and it's going to take a long time before you see a return on those. And then as a bonus, make sure if you can turn on just a quick ad roll, I'm not getting any kind of affiliate on those guys, but they're super easy. Ad roll can set up your retargeting for Facebook or for Meta and for Google, and just make sure that you're staying in front of the prospects.
If you are a SaaS company and you need B2B leads, Pima is the place. We definitely want to meet you, learn more about you, and see if we can help so that we can take over doing the B2B lead generation and appointment setting for you, and you all can focus on delivering for your clients. Click the link right below this video. If you're on audio, click the link in the show notes, book a call with our team, and we'll take it from there. Again, this is Tim and Cindy with The Takeover. Remember, domination is not a destination. It's a way of life. Stay winning.